Imagine a beautiful door right in front of you. Speak loud and clear, and I will guide you through. And tell me, where are you now?
I'm there. It's very dark, but I can see some light from above.
And take a long, slow, deep breath. Inhale deeply. And as you exhale, the light becomes brighter and brighter, and everything becomes clear. And I want you to look toward the light and tell me what it looks like now.
It's some kind of hatch opening up, and there's a lot of light and colors coming through.
So so, and what about you? Where are you? Are you standing or,
I'm standing, yes. I'm
and look
standing
at,
real still because I don't really see where I can put my feet. But it's getting brighter and the light is coming down from the ceiling from that hatch.
oh, very good. And
It's
just look at your hands while it's coming down.
yeah,
How do they look?
very slender and long arms and just just three fingers and a thumb.
What type of garb do you have on? Any type of, what kind of clothing or anything?
Some of it's purple, dark purple, and very it's sparkling.
Oh, beautiful.
And now the room is filling with this light and different colors flashes around like it's like orbs,
Oh, beautiful.
but they are
And as
little bigger than we used to see. Oh, there's it's like faces in the orbs.
excellent. And while you're looking at the orbs, and I just want you to touch your head and tell me what your head is shaped like just before you begin to communicate with the orbs.
I don't have any hair. I'm bald, and I can feel a little strange. I feel a little ridge on the top of my head.
Ah, interesting. What about your eyes or your facial features?
My nose is rather small, and I have very thin lips, and not so strange. I don't. My mouth is very small and narrow, not so big.
Ah, very good. And as you look into the orbs, what do the faces look like? Do they look human, or do you think they look like you or your form that you're in?
I'm not sure, but they're swirling around me rather quickly. But I can see they are smiling to me.
Ah, very good. And I want you to go ahead and welcome them, please,
Yes,
and
and they're
ask them.
stopping up now in front of me. It's
Uh,
four of them.
oh, very good. And ask them, uh, are they spear beings? or do they always just manifest? Or
They don't say. They say we can take any form you want.
no, very good. And what was the hatch that they just came out of? Could you ask them that, please? See if they'll respond.
It's a portal from another dimension.
Ah, beautiful. What dimension did they particularly come from this time?
I think they say 18.
18th.
Yes.
Ah, beautiful. And ask them, are they the flashes of light, the light entities that you see flying around yourself?
Yes. They say they are the ones that are working with me. That they are the ones that communicate with me when I connect to a higher frequency.
And where are they aware that they're being caught on film on that they're being recorded?
They showing me this to let me understand what is going on, and at the same time that I download information and a lot of knowledge that I need soon in the work am taking part in and the work I am going to take part in. But they will not want us to reveal this for the public yet.
What the particular projects that you're working on?
Yes,
Oh, very good. No worries whatsoever. We don't have to know any more about that. But so they are saying that they are the energy, the streaks of energy that we see for sure.
yes, they show them like this when they helping me with downloading the information I need. But it's also a lot of emotion involved in that. Not because when we are in this density, we are born into this reality, we are born into, they need to, I think they say, hold me under the arms.
Okay, to support you because you're reaching such high, communicating with such high density or
Yes,
highly vibrational entities.
yes. And it's
And
affecting me emotionally also in a longer term, but it's only for the good. It's nothing harmful, but I can feel sometimes emotional without knowing the source. It can come like a without any warning.
would there were some orbs that were floating around in my videos as well. Are these the same entities or are they different? That were actually little blue orbs.
They are the energy that, and the entities that are working with you and your task and your work as an individual being.
So they're
They are different, but they can communicate.
so they're different than those particular ones that are there.
Yes, but
Uh,
they are aware of the blue orbs that working with you now and have done that for many years. But they also like sometimes to show up to give you a boost in the confidence that they are working with you and you have been working with them several lifetimes, several lives before. They have
Ah,
been with you many hundred years and they originate from the same frequency area where you first manifested.
the blue orbs that have been showing up for me. And what about that that light being, that really big light being that came and made that 90-degree turn? What energy was that?
That was the higher frequency of your own soul that entered into your reality, but you were the only one that could see that in the right way.
Ah, understood. Now, the purpose of us deciding to come in and do this before everyone starts making comments about why are we asking about ourselves, this was, we came in to find out, because in both Lars's video and in mine, Hank's, we've been getting these energy entities, the orbs, these streaks, and whereas with Lars, they're red and they're white, like inner white inner with the red outline that are streaking through, and with mine, the blue orbs, and then that one energy being that you just spoke of. And so that's why we decided, because they're been showing up pretty much every time that I speak to Lars on camera, and then he was recording as well, and he started seeing them. As far as Lars's confidence, he thinks that he shouldn't. He thinks that he shouldn't be as what cocky as Americans, as he puts it, or what have you. Is it? It's. I tell him it's good for him to have confidence because um, he's not doing anything wrong um, with what he's trying to do. And he shouldn't be guilty of things that he's not guilty of, such as trying to create. Well, I know he didn't create the orbs in my videos, and he's not creating those um, light flashes that are going through. What do you feel he needs to know in terms about his confidence? Would it make him seem bad, or
It's just a part of his upbringing in the density where he's residing now, but we are helping him with this. It's not a lack of confidence, it's a lack of another form of self-trust that he need to improve, but it's part of his upbringing that
to be
still
humble?
to be humble and to still be when he's still being in, we can say that half of the brain that talking constantly, that do all the shattering, that affecting him. But we are helping him with that fact that he don't need to hold on to that any longer. He is recognized, he is validated, but he wants so much that everybody can understand that what he is doing is with the highest intention, and he is not sure that he always was seen in that way. There's sometimes negative comments, and it's happened to both of you, but you have to see behind that attention, and he's getting there, and it will no longer be a problem for him.
I know I'm trying to be better a little. Well, no, I really am. I really, really am. I do recognize it for what it is, but every now and then I think somebody needs a verbal thrashing to just to get them off our back.
It's not always bad to express your feelings that are invoked by that kind of messages because it is holding back the vibration and it is holding back many into a lower density. So sometimes it's good to comment back on what has been said to you if you do it with the highest intention of correcting what you feed back on that comments you get in your life.
Understood. You say there's four beings there. How would those? Who do those four? What do those four beings, or particular four orbs that have stopped and have manifest for you? Who do they represent, or what do they represent from the 18th dimension?
They are the carrier of the knowledge between source and they are transferring it in the proper way and in the best way for the task that stands in front of you.
Excellent. Well, we decided to do this. It's 11:34 p.m. here, which is 6:34 a.m. there in Sweden, in Borås. I don't know. All day I've had these questions that were coming into my head, and and then I spoke to Lars, and he said he'll go under quick. I had a few quick questions that I had to ask that I thought would help everyone who would listen to this. Is now a good time? Could you answer a few questions, or do you think?
We will try to accommodate your.
All right, very good. All right. Now this is the first question, and they all are sort of built around each other. In the process that of ascension that we're going through, do all energy entities that exist go through 1D to 2D to 3D to 4D, and I'm saying third, like we're third dimensional, as a natural progression, or is that only for this particular universe that are, does that make any sense? Do all beings that exist in this universe, or maybe in the multiverse, do they start off like at 1D and then go to 2D and 3D and then 4D and then eventually to 5D and above? Or did we just drop down from 5D? And that's my question. That's where all my questions are surrounded around that. This process of ascension that we're going through. And I'll stop just to see what you have to say.
It's not necessary for you to take this in steps. You can go from 3D to whatever frequency and reality you will hold on to. They show me a step, a staircase. You don't need just to take one step. You can take many stairs with every stride you
Stride.
do. Yes,
Understood.
and it's not just that you have descended down to a lower frequency and vibration. The whole planet hold on to that, and now all of that is affected by the the work do, that is done from light workers. So you can go from this 3D reality to the fifth, sixth, seventh reality. It just depends on what you're holding onto, clinging onto old perception that you are not needed to have anymore. You need just to release all of that with your highest intention and with love in your heart, and you can descend. No, you can.
Ascend.
Yes, they're talking very soft. Talking very soft.
And take a long, slow, deep breath. And as you breathe in unconditional love from them, they become louder and clearer. And we request that they come louder and clearer.
It's very important for you to understand that it's nothing you need to accomplish. It's just something you need to acknowledge from inside that you are so much more than just this 3D uh,
Form.
yeah, manifestation.
Okay, very good.
So whenever you release what's holding you back, you're able to take big steps in your
Evolution.
yes, exactly.
Evolution.
Yes.
Very good. And so, with that said, and that's understood, um, in this process of ascension, they say on the planet Earth, or we were told from the 15th dimension on the planet Earth that there were higher dimensional beings that inhabited the Earth at one point and moved on, and then we originated from the 11th dimension and started coming to the Earth, and then the Earth sort of dropped into 3D with some manipulation or what have you. So um, so it's not a natural progression. So as we dropped and now we're rising back up because of the area of space that we're traveling through. This is the information that we've been getting thus far from the 15th and the 11th dimension. um, is that pretty accurate?
In most part, yes. But
Okay.
it was not just the entity of the planet that suddenly decided that we don't want to take part of this anymore. You were also attacked, they say attacked, from outside your reality that brought you down.
Yes.
And all of that higher level entities on your planet decided to leave. So they left for you others to take care of what's happened. You have to understand that there has been war going on all over the universe in different times and space, and that has also affected your area in your galaxy and your planets and solar system. But now some of that entity is coming back into your reality because they felt little like they betrayed you or the planets, and they now want to help to correct that mistake. They didn't then realize how bad it would be or the way that it would affect the humanity and the planet.
Understood. Amazing. So we're hearing that the process that as we're rising back up from this third dimensional existence that we now live in, that it's the first time Homo sapiens and an organic world will shift from this dimension in these physical bodies to a higher dimension. Is it the first time that, see, we spoke about it before, and you said that there were other entities that have gone through the process of ascending, but is this the first time that the Homo sapien, the organic human being, is making a shift from this 3D vibration to the 5D and above, or to the higher vibrations? Is it the first time?
Yes, it is in the form you have now when you are manifest state, when you manifest on your planet. So yes, in that timeline, it's the first time. But you have
Excellent.
also to understand that your soul have been forever and will be forever. But when you come into the reality where you're now receding, you have to understand that you have been held back. You have been helped also to hold back and hold into that lower vibration that you have been in, because most of you have already started to to ascend into a higher vibration.
Understood. Thank you. This is very, very good. I mean, it really clarifies so much for me, and I know for sure that it's going to clarify for a lot of those who are listening, and it just makes me feel really good. Now, here's one of my last questions: is new experiences. They say that, well, it's under in my understanding, and I always say that they say, but this is what we hear here on the planet Earth from this community, the Lightworker community, that uh, well, let me just put my question. My question is, there are still that, okay, this is what they say, that everything that has happened, that has ever happened, happened simultaneously, and it's happening. So all the dimensions and everything that is going on, all the expressions of ourself, is happening simultaneously. But this particular ascension process, like you said, is something new. And with that said, is, I know Prime Creator has to be creating new things and creating itself anew all the time. There is that, would that be accurate, that there are be new creations even though everything happens simultaneously? There are still new creations in the multiverse.
Yes, there is. And
Okay.
all the knowledge that has been collected through timelines, not only in time but also in space, is used to create new, as you say, universes. It's used to create maybe a little better place, and just skipping to go through the struggle that many souls have gone through. So, yes, you're correct, but you have to understand, when you try to take in this knowledge through your reasoning and your mind,
Analytical mind, yes.
yes, then you're losing the whole picture. It will not ever be revealed for you in your analytical mind. It will be revealed in your heart, but you will then totally understand what has happening and what is going on. It's in constant development. Constant development. It never stops.
Excellent. Well, that's of course exactly why I ask questions, and I know that we are illusionally limited in our in the form that we are in now. But I know when new concepts come forward and larger information that we may not even understand or have the real understanding of, it does still expand our minds and expands our thoughts to. As the new information is revealed, especially the information that we've amnesiac or that we've forgotten. I think it'll help us tremendously. That's my belief.
That is definitely correct. And that is why we so much now focus on all all that holding your extension back. We're helping you with opening your third eye and also your physical eyes. Because when you connect back to that right frequency for you that resonate within your soul, then it's going to be like you are now in a tunnel and soon you're coming out on the other side of the tunnel and you realize that the world is so much bigger than this narrow tunnel you're in now.
It's like turning on a light in the warehouse, and all of a sudden we're like, whoa, how did we miss all this?
Yeah, that's a good way to express it, yes.
That's the way I think they were the 15th dimension entities expressed it. I just thought I'd restate that.
Yes.
So I was so excited when this whole train of thought started going through my mind this morning. Are these thoughts that are coming through my mind? Uh,
There are
come,
downloads for you.
okay, so it's meant for me to ask these
And
type of.
by the way, your lingering question we can perceive that the energy of the dragon is your connection directly to the source, and
Uh,
you are going to understand that soon how that works. It's just a form of connection and perception of the reality. You are going to connect directly to the source, and that is the energy that helps you with that.
Thank you very much for that. Is everyone holding that type of energy within themselves, or not to try and make myself seem special or what have you, but
You are
I know
special. Everyone is special, but
absolute.
others entity, others souls are focusing on other area, other tasks that they have put up for themselves, not just in this lifetime, but they holding on that through many lifetimes, and sometimes they are not manifested, but they still hold that in the soul, what the purpose and they singular path are. You also have to understand that you have a collective path through all of this universe, and it's so important for you to separate it sometimes because you call it free will, we call it free choice. we we want you to understand that the collective is the total sum of all information, all energy, all knowledge, and that is resonating back to the source for this reality, and it's in constant development. It's changing if we talk in timeline every second. The reality is changing, but it's so more understandable for you as soon as you ascend to a higher frequency.
Understood. And when you speak about that dragon energy, I wouldn't have never brought it up had I not ever known that I was dragon born, and I knew I was born in the year of the dragon and all these other dragon things. As far as my Chinese zodiac, it all is the dragon. But what is the purpose for me to know that I am connected with this dragon energy, and how do I use it to help humanity in the best way, or help the entire universe with my thoughts and beliefs? How do I use that energy for the good of all?
You already do. You use that and you are connected back to a source and you get the information directly from there. And It's like a it's like a radio communication or some
Transmitter.
a transmitter you have, and you are holding on to so much higher frequency that many others do for the moment. And the symbol of the dragon, it's just that it's powerful. It has always existed and will always continue to exist. And it's very powerful, but it's also very, very useful if you use it for the right purpose.
Oh, very good.
We hope you can understand that is the silver thread back to source for your soul.
And is it more symbolic, the symbol of the dragon? Because, of course, everyone is connected to Source, just in different ways because of different tasks and different intentions.
Yes, it's a symbol of it's a symbol of power, it's a symbol of timeline, it's a symbol of space. And the dragon have, is resonating with the fire, the energy of fire, and the fire can bring good, but it also can bring bad things. So as long you use it for that purpose of the highest intention, it will be it will be so good for you because it's resonating back from the original source.
Understood. I thought Lars and I were speaking yesterday or yesterday, or the day before, whatever, and I thought maybe one time in my life I was fighting off a bully, and I've sort of lost it there, and I thought maybe I may have used that dragon power for. Well, Lars pointed out, it's like, well, either you was you, me, or the bully. So eventually they stopped.
That was you holding that energy, and you not used it to destroy, you use it to create boundary and space, and
Okay.
you have the free will and choice to do that. So nothing bad come out of that
Very good.
interaction.
Well, we are extremely grateful for this impromptu that we just decided because, of course, I'm speaking to Lars and I see the energy beings just flying over him. And earlier they were like exploding on his head and they're diving in onto his third eye and into his crown. And then he held his hand up and they lit up under his hand. So we just decided since they were so around and so strong that we needed to come in, or that we'd come in and see. Is it a normal indication that a good communication can take place when that's happening, or that's just something we just happen to catch while we happen to be communicating?
That's helping you to hold you on the track. That's helping you staying on the path. And that's also is downloading a lot of information to the entity of Lars and also into you. But it's resonating with your souls, not your consciousness. It's resonating directly to your soul.
Excellent, excellent. Um, is there any messages the four entities there would like to share with us before we come out of this? We didn't want to stay too long. Of course, I got 1,000 questions, but I know we just want to see if you had any messages for us um, altogether.
We are aware of all the questions you want to ask. That's why we sometimes answer them before you ask. We want you to be clear, and we want you to understand, and we also will boost the opportunity for you to bring out the message of what is important for humanity now and all of your planet, all of your solar system, and all of the universe. If low vibration lingerings on, it is like a veil over the progression that is possible to occur, and we are here to help you beyond that.
Thank you very much for coming through for us every single time that we come into this scenario. This time, the 18th dimension. This is the highest dimension yet that we've had a communication with. Each time that we do these sessions, we always seem to get higher and higher with the individual, the density, with the entities or densities that are there, and we know it's an unlimited amount. But how is it possible that we keep climbing higher and higher? It, I know it's probably self-explanatory, but we love to hear it.
We're coming out of that dimension. We
Okay,
resonate with you from that dimension, but you're physically not present in that dimension.
absolutely
But
understood.
we can and you can connect to that whenever you desire. And now a lot happening around you and many others on your planet and elsewhere in the universe that can sometimes for you be frustrating because you want to pass by some bits, but it's also very important to stay focused on what you're doing and not divide your attention in many small pieces. Stay on the path you are going on now, and it will all be well for you.
Very good. Well, I know I'm not going to stop anytime soon, and I appreciate the confidence. I appreciate the support, the feeling of support, protection that we get from the information that we put out, or that we allow that you put out. We don't allow that you put out, that you allow to be presented. Um, and of course, we try not to say anything that. Well, Lars won't say anything that you don't want him to say, and I'm glad you don't share any of that, of course, in these. So that goes without saying. So blah blah blah. I'm carrying on.
We are happy to be able to give you some messages that are needed to be understood for the moment.
Okay.
And some of you that you call light workers or helpers or whatever you want to put label on, the, that it's important to help people release what's holding them back. And this is one way. So we are happy to be able to communicate through you and get this message out. Because if we did it in another way, it can be too much for many of you to understand. So in small portion, it's coming through, and we are so happy to see that so many of you now are waking up to this understanding that the source holding love in the highest attention, and so should you. Love not as between man and woman, love as between respecting and caring for all live energy.
Thank you so much for that. Um, and our message is one of love, one of unity, one of releasing fear, one of forgiveness, one of releasing anything that's holding you back or holding us back collectively. And the recent
Yes,
message of dismantling the nuclear weapons because that's based in security, which is based in fear of self preservation. And so,
and it's just a sense of false security. We create more bad than good, and as long as you're holding on to that, you're still vibrating very low. And we want you to pass by that. It have no meaning for you in next frequency you're going to vibrate in. So by dismantling all negative, it can be nuclear weapon, can be whatever holding you back, that is an expression of fear. Please, please release that feeling.
so is there anything that is going to be, as the vibration rises and rises on a second by second basis, and as we travel through this area of space, through these denser clouds of high energy, it's going to have a huge effect on everyone's consciousness, will it not?
Yes, and all of that, all of those of you that holding on to that low vibration are going to wake up, but it takes so much longer time and uses up so much more energy that is not necessary to use. You can use that for a total other purposes, better purposes with another intention. And the military is going to gather all the weapons and destroy them. In the end, they will understand that nothing good can come out of fear, anger, and hatred.
Very good. Very good. Well, we, as always,